Good day, all. I warmly welcome you all to Wanies Academy. So, in our chemistry class today, we have another topic to consider, and that topic is tagged bond energy. So, the topic for today's chemistry class is tagged bond energy. So, the aim for this class is to clearly explain the meaning of bond energy. Then, I have objectives also outlined for this class. So, at the end of this class, the students should be able to, one, define bond energy. Then 2, give and explain basic concepts under bond energy. Then 3, carry out calculations involving bond energy. All right, so having stated the aim and the objectives of this class, we start the class proper. So now when we say bond energy, what do we mean? Now, bond energy can be defined as the energy that is required to break one mole of specific covalent bond in the gaseous phase. Now, again, bond energy, which is also called bond enthalpy, is the energy that is required or needed to break one mole of a specific covalent bond in the gaseous phase. So that is how bond energy is defined. And bond energy has a unit. Now, the specific unit for bond energy is given as kilojoule per mole. So the unit of bond energy is given as kilojoule per mole. So this is the unit of bond energy. And basically, bond energy serves as a direct measure of the bond strength. So it's known to be used as a basis for determining the bond strength of a given chemical reaction. All right, now there are basic concepts under bond energy I want us to quickly consider. So there are basic or fundamental concepts related to bond energy, and these concepts include bond breaking and also bond making. So these are the basic concepts related to the idea of bond energy. So now the first one we want to quickly look at is called bond breaking. So bond breaking. So that's one of the concepts associated with bond energy. So bond breaking. Now, generally speaking, now bond breaking requires an input of energy. So for bonds to be broken, there's a need for energy to a given system. So bond breaking requires energy input, and therefore bond breaking is considered an endothermic process. And usually the energy values for bond breaking, the bond energy values for bond breaking are therefore positive, since the reaction is an endothermic reaction. All right, then on the other hand, we also have what we call the concept of bond making. So having established that bond breaking requires energy input, making it an endothermic process, and the bond energy values in bond breaking are positive. So we have the concept of bond making. Now, bond making now usually involves or entails the release of energy to the surroundings. So bond making involves the release, the giving out of energy to the surroundings. Therefore, bond making is exothermic in nature. So bond making or bond forming usually involves giving out or release of energy to the surroundings, and therefore bond making is considered an exothermic process or exothermic in nature, and the bond energy values in bond making are therefore negative in value. All right, so I haven't talked about this. Now let's take a typical calculation to illustrate the concept of bond energy. So I haven't defined bond energy and explain basic concepts under it. Now let's take a look at some calculations to illustrate the applications of this concept. So worked examples. So now let's calculate the enthalpy change, that is the change in enthalpy for the reaction between hydrogen and chlorine to form hydrogen chloride. So we want to calculate the enthalpy change, the change in enthalpy for the reaction between hydrogen and chlorine to form hydrogen chloride. Now, let's firstly write the chemical equation for that reaction. So here we go. So we have hydrogen gas reacting with chlorine gas, that is H2 plus Cl2. So hydrogen gas combining with chlorine gas, Cl2. So that will give us HCl. So that is the product of that reaction, hydrogen chloride, HCl. All right, so now to balance the equation, we have a coefficient 2 behind the hydrogen to make the number of moles, right? We need the hydrogen atoms to be 2 on both sides and the chlorine as well as 2 on both sides. So that is a balanced chemical equation for the reaction. So now we have the known average bond energies for the hydrogen bond as well as the chlorine bond. So for the hydrogen bond, now the average bond energy for the hydrogen bond here, so the bond energy, the average bond energy between the hydrogen bond is 436 kilojoule. So between the hydrogen molecule, so the bond energy is 436 kilojoule. So 436 kilojoule. Then for the chlorine molecule, so the chlorine bond, so the average bond energy is 243 kilojoule per mole. It's giving us 243 kilojoule per mole. 243 kilojoule per mole. Then for the hydrogen chloride, right? The hydrogen chloride molecule, the bond between hydrogen and chlorine in the hydrogen chloride molecule, the average bond energy is 432 kilojoule per mole. So 432 kilojoule per mole. So these parameters will now be applied, right, in getting the change in enthalpy. So firstly, we are going to calculate the energy involved in the breaking of bond, and that comes with what we call energy input. So the energy that is added to the system. I haven't stated that to break bonds, energy must be added to the given system. So that was established earlier, if you recall. So now that is the first thing we need to quickly do. So now bearing that in mind, we have to say for the hydrogen, there's just 1 mole of hydrogen there. So for the hydrogen molecule, there's 1 mole. So that will be 1 times 46. So that means we are basically saying between the hydrogen molecule, so that will be hydrogen. So that will give us 1 mole of hydrogen times the average bond energy. So which is giving us 436. So 436. Now this for the energy input, the energy that is added to the system for the breaking of bond between the reactant particles. Then for the chlorine atom, so it's also on the reactant side, there's also 1 mole of chlorine. So that will be 1 times 243. So bearing in mind that the average bond energy between the chlorine molecule is 243. So the total energy input will now involve the addition of these two. So that will be 436 plus 243. So total energy input. So let me call that TI. So the total energy input for the breaking of the bond. So that will be 436 plus 243. So 436 plus 243. So we accumulate that together. So that will give us 679. So 436 kilojoule per mole plus 243 kilojoule per mole. So 436 plus 243. So basically, so 436 plus 243. So that will give us 679 kilojoule per mole, 679. So that is what that will basically give us. Then for the bond making, that is in the product side of the equation. So I'm basically referring to the hydrogen chloride. So we'll be having the average bond energy multiplied by 2, since we have 2 moles of hydrogen chloride. So bearing in mind that the average bond energy for the hydrogen chloride is giving us what is the name? So that is basically giving us 432. So for bond forming or bond making, so we have 2 moles of hydrogen chloride. So that will basically entail 2 times 432. Since the average bond energy of the hydrogen chloride is giving us 432, so that will be 2 times 432 kilojoule. So 2 times 432 kilojoule, basically. So this is for the energy released, right, in the forming or making of bond, because in bond forming, energy is really released to the surroundings. So now 2 times 432, so that will give us 864 kilojoule per mole. So that will give us 864. So that will give us 864 kilojoule per mole. All right, now we now go back to enthalpy change. Now, enthalpy change is calculated as energy in minus energy out. So the energy in is the energy that we use in breaking the bond. Then the energy out is the energy that we use in forming or making the bond. So the formula for enthalpy change, right? Change in enthalpy is energy in minus energy out. So energy in minus energy out. So that means the energy that is added in the breaking of bonds on the reactant side of your equation, right, minus the energy that is released, right, in the forming or making of bonds. So now let's really get to that. So now the energy in, right, which is the energy that is used in breaking of the bonds on the reactant side, we got it as 679. So that will be 6. So that means delta H, change in enthalpy, delta H, change in enthalpy is equals to energy in minus energy out. So equals to 679 kilojoule per mole. So 679 kilojoule per mole minus the energy out, the energy released to the surroundings, which is the energy that's used in forming or making the bonds on the product side, which is 864. So 679 minus 864 will give us minus 85 kilojoule per mole. So that is the answer to that. So minus 185 kilojoule per mole. So that is the change in enthalpy for this very reaction. Now, since we got a negative value, so it means that this reaction is exothermic in nature. So since the change in enthalpy is negative in value, so this simply entails the fact that this reaction is an exothermic reaction. So that is what this simply entails or means. All right, so with this, we have come to the end of this class. Remember to share this with family and friends, and also to click on the subscribe button. See you in the next class.